Have you ever wondered why two people can be the same age, eat similar meals, and even take the same medications, yet one has a strong, healthy heart, while the other suddenly ends up in the emergency room? The answer might be much simpler than most people realize. In fact, many leading heart specialists agree that one small daily habit, something that takes about 5 minutes, can make a meaningful difference in supporting your heart as you get older. The surprising part is that it doesn't require expensive equipment, a gym membership, or an exhausting workout. And no, it's not another miracle supplement or a secret recipe you'll only find online. If you're over 60, your heart has been working around the clock for decades. Every single day, it pumps thousands of gallons of blood through your body without asking for a break. That's an incredible job. But just like any hard-working engine, it needs the right kind of care to keep running smoothly. Many people believe heart problems appear without warning. The truth is, your body often whispers before it ever has to shout. Those little signs, feeling winded sooner than usual, skipping your evening walk because you're more tired, or noticing you don't have the same energy to play with your grandchildren, can be easy to brush aside as just getting older. But aging itself isn't always the real problem. Sometimes it's the small daily habits we've stopped paying attention to. One retired gentleman shared that he thought protecting his heart meant simply taking his prescriptions and avoiding fried foods. At his yearly checkup, his cardiologist asked one unexpected question: "What do you do for 5 minutes every day just for your heart?" He didn't have an answer. That simple question changed the way he looked at his health. What's remarkable is that this daily habit is something almost anyone can begin, regardless of fitness level. It doesn't ask you to become an athlete. It simply encourages your heart to do what it was designed to do: move, adapt, and stay resilient. Researchers continue to find that small, consistent actions often have a greater long-term impact than big changes that only last a few weeks. And here's something many people don't realize. The biggest mistake isn't doing too little. It's believing that if you can't exercise for an hour, it's not worth doing anything at all. Nothing could be further from the truth. Sometimes, 5 intentional minutes can become the healthiest part of your entire day. As we get older, it's easy to accept certain changes as simply part of aging. Maybe climbing the stairs leaves you a little more out of breath than it used to. Perhaps you find yourself sitting down more often while gardening, or you skip your evening walk because your legs feel heavy after dinner. Most people shrug and think, well, I'm not 30 anymore. And while it's true that our bodies naturally change with age, your heart doesn't suddenly stop benefiting from healthy habits after 60. In many ways, it benefits even more. Think of your heart like the engine in a dependable old pickup truck. If it's been well cared for over the years, it can keep running for a very long time. But if small maintenance tasks are ignored, little problems can gradually turn into bigger ones. The same is true for your heart. One of the biggest challenges is that heart disease often develops quietly. High blood pressure may not cause any obvious symptoms. Narrowing arteries can happen slowly over many years. Even reduced circulation may go unnoticed until everyday activities become harder than they used to be. That's why prevention is so powerful. Many cardiologists emphasize that protecting your heart isn't about chasing perfection. It's about making small, consistent choices that support your body day after day. Unfortunately, many older adults unknowingly focus on the wrong things. Some spend hundreds of dollars on vitamins, hoping they'll make up for a mostly inactive lifestyle. Others believe that taking medication means they've done everything they need to do. While prescribed medications can play an important role, they're only one part of the picture. Your daily routine matters just as much. Imagine 2 neighbors in the same retirement community. Both are 68 years old. Both have high blood pressure that's controlled with medication. They shop at the same grocery store and see the same doctor. But one neighbor spends a few minutes each morning gently moving, stretching, and walking before breakfast. The other spends most of the morning sitting in a favorite chair, watching the news with a second cup of coffee. Months pass, then years. Over time, those small daily choices can begin to add up. The first neighbor may notice better stamina, steadier balance, and more energy for family gatherings or weekend outings. The second may find simple activities becoming more tiring, even though nothing dramatic seemed to happen overnight. That's because your heart responds to consistency. It doesn't expect perfection. It responds to regular care. Many people picture heart health as something that only matters during a doctor's appointment. They pay attention when their blood pressure is checked or when lab results come back. But your heart is responding to your choices every single day, not just once a year. Even something as simple as getting up and moving can encourage healthy blood flow throughout your body. It helps your muscles use oxygen more efficiently and reminds your cardiovascular system to stay active. These effects may seem small in the moment, but over months and years, they can become meaningful. Of course, everyone's health situation is different. If you have heart disease, chest pain, dizziness, or another medical condition, it's important to follow your healthcare provider's advice before starting a new exercise or activity routine. The encouraging news is that supporting your heart doesn't have to mean running marathons or spending hours in a fitness center. In fact, many of the healthiest older adults aren't doing anything extreme at all. They've simply learned that caring for the heart begins with ordinary moments, those quiet minutes after waking up, a walk around the block, choosing the stairs when it's comfortable, or making time to move instead of sitting a little longer. These simple actions may not feel dramatic, but your heart notices them every single day. So, what is this 5-minute habit that so many heart specialists encourage? It's a brisk, intentional walk, or any gentle movement that safely raises your heart rate just a little. Not until you're gasping for air, not until you're exhausted. Just enough to let your heart know it's time to wake up and get to work. That may sound almost too simple, but that's exactly why many people overlook it. When we hear about heart health, we often think of intense workouts, expensive fitness programs, or complicated exercise routines. Yet research has consistently shown that regular movement, even in small amounts, can support healthy circulation, help maintain healthy blood pressure, improve blood sugar control, and strengthen the heart over time. The key isn't doing the most. The key is doing something consistently. Think about what happens when a garden hose sits unused for months. Water may still flow, but not as smoothly. Now imagine turning it on every day. The water keeps moving, and the hose stays in better condition. Your circulation works in a similar way. Every time you move your body, your muscles help push blood back toward your heart. Your blood vessels become more responsive, and your heart practices doing its job efficiently. That's one reason even a short walk can leave many people feeling more alert and refreshed. There's another benefit that surprises many older adults. Stress. Life doesn't stop being stressful after retirement. There are doctor's appointments, family responsibilities, financial worries, and concerns about aging. Chronic stress can place extra strain on your heart over time. A few minutes of movement can help interrupt that cycle. Have you ever noticed that after walking outside for a few minutes, your mind feels clearer? Problems don't always disappear, but they often seem a little easier to handle. Fresh air, natural light, and gentle movement can all work together to support both your emotional well-being and your cardiovascular health. Many people also make the mistake of thinking that if they miss one day, they've failed. That's simply not true. Healthy habits aren't about being perfect. They're about returning to the routine again and again. Maybe it rains one morning. Maybe you're babysitting your grandchildren. Maybe your knees feel a little stiff. Instead of giving up completely, you might walk inside your home, around your living room, down a hallway, or even march gently in place while watching the morning news. The goal is to keep the habit alive. One woman in her early 70s shared that she started by walking only to the end of her driveway and back. At first, it didn't feel like much, but after several weeks, she noticed she wasn't getting as winded carrying groceries from the car. A few months later, she was comfortably walking around her local park with a friend several mornings each week. She didn't become healthier because of one long walk. She became healthier because she kept showing up for those small 5-minute moments. Another important piece of the puzzle is timing. Some people